Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a lot of cooking and meal prepping and stuff, so I figured to bring you along. First off, I'm starting off with some frozen dog treats for Zero because, you know, sometimes I just like to treat him. Plus I have this can of pumpkin that needs used and he loves pumpkin. So I'm going to fill up about a third of my ice cube trays with the pumpkin, and then I'm going to freeze them. And then I made some homemade yogurt a little bit ago, and I'm going to put some of that on, and then I'm going to freeze them, and then I'm going to do again with peanut butter. Something simple, something easy that I know he'll love. I got those in the freezer. Now I'm going to get started on some white bread so that I can let it rise. So this yeast mixture needs to sit for about 5 minutes. So while that sits, I'm going to get the dry ingredients all ready. So now I'm just going to go buying everything. And then knead it for about 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to cover this and put it to the side and let it rise for about 30 minutes. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to line the bread dishes and this parchment sheet. So I'm going to clean up as I go a little bit. So I've been really into smoothies lately, and I cut up some watermelon the other day. So I'm gonna freeze some of it for smoothies later, and just lay everything out, pop it in the freezer. Just give it a little flash freeze, and once it's flash frozen, I will put it in a freezer bag. Okay, so now I have a tray full of watermelon, and I'm just going to pop it in the freezer. I normally flash freeze things for about 2 hours and then check on them. If they need more, they need more. If not, I'll just bag them up. Normally at that point I can just bag them up. Okay, so this is risen, so I'm going to flip it out and turn it into the loaves. So the plan for these is to turn them into French toast after they've cooled off and everything. I do want to make another batch and experiment with, have one loaf, just a regular loaf, so I can use for sandwiches and stuff, and then have the other one be a like cinnamon sugar swirl roll. I don't know how that's gonna go. This is only the second time I've used this recipe, so I'm still kind of experimenting with it. So these have to rise for about another 30 minutes. So while that is rising, I'm going to get started on the dough. I am also going to turn the stove on and get a pot of water boiling so that I can make some tea, so that I'll have some sweet tea for this coming week. Okay, so I have the dough ready. It is rising over there. So now I'm going to make the cinnamon sugar. I have another container of cinnamon up there, but I have about this much left in this one. So I'm just going to put about equal parts sugar to cinnamon. I'll make a homemade cinnamon sugar. Then put the lid on it, and I'm just going to shake it all up. I think I'm just going to fill up the rest of the container with sugar. And there we go. I don't think you can see in there without me spilling it. Put some cinnamon sugar, so that'll be all ready for when the dough is done rising. I need a Sharpie and mark that this is cinnamon sugar, not sugar, on it before I forget. Okay, so the dough has risen, so now I'm going to put it in the oven for about 30 minutes. And the water's almost boiling, so I'm going to put some tea bags in that and a little bit of sugar just to sweeten it up while it's hot, and then let that cool off. Now I'm just going to set that back aside, and we're going to let that steep for a bit. So I'm hoping this is going to make a really nice swirl. 2 loaves of regular bread just came out of the oven, so I put them on the cooling rack, and I just am gonna let them sit. You don't want to cut into them because they're still cooking on the inside while they're cooling off. So once they're completely cooled off, we'll cut into them and make slices and everything. I still have a little bit on the timer left to let these be raised a little bit more before I can put those into the oven. And this is still hot, and we're still waiting on that to cool down. But we've gotten a lot done so far, and yeah. I'm gonna grab the popsicles. I'm gonna call them that now because they're dog treat popsicle things. I'm gonna grab those out and put the yogurt in that, and then pop them back in the freezer to freeze for another 2 hours before I put the peanut butter on it. So I just took the cinnamon swirl bread out of the oven. I gotta let that cool. But the watermelon is now all frozen, so I'm gonna just dye that all up. I'm just gonna put the date that I froze these on so that I know that. I'm just gonna pop it in the mug. I just put the tea in this pitcher. I'm just going to put some mango juice in it and make a mango tea. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm going to finish off these things. For the dog treats, everything is frozen. I just have to put in the next layer, which is the peanut butter, and then freeze that and then pop them out of the molds. Okay, so I covered these with peanut butter and we'll pop back in the freezer. Okay, so I have these loaves that we made yesterday. The one cinnamon swirl I cut up last night and I've been eating. The other one I'm going to cut up, and then one's going to be for sandwich bread, and then the other one's going to be for French toast. But figure let's just get it all the cutting and everything done. Okay, so I've never made croutons or homemade breadcrumbs before, so I'm going to try to do that and make a Parmesan herby crouton slash breadcrumbs, because I'll have some of each. Editing 10 here, I realized that I didn't end the video. So the croutons came out really nicely, and then I put half in a baggie and blended the other half. And I still haven't done the French toast, but I'm going to do that in this week's vlog probably, because that needs to be done. And I'm excited to have some French toast. But that's going to be it for today. Thanks for cooking along with me. I hope you enjoyed it. May your hearth stay strong. I'll see you next week. Here's a mess. Yeah, that's not popcorn. I'm just reusing the container. This is all rose. This has risen. All of those sound wrong. One of them is probably correct.